moment, you're about to hear from the Deputy Premier and Minister of Home Affairs, the Honorable Walter Roban, who will be giving us an update on the Blue Prosperity Plan. Once he has concluded, of course, we invite questions on this subject, and of course, we ask your phones to be turned off to vibrate. Minister?
Good afternoon, everyone, and I would ask people to forgive me for the excitement that I will display as I am doing this announcement. This is a very long, hard, long-slugged effort by many people, including myself, but there's been a great effort by many partners to get to this point, and we're so happy to be here today to announce what we're going to be presenting. I'm so happy for members of the media to be here and also the listening public to join me here from the wonderful aquarium that we all know and love here in Bermuda to announce the Bermuda Ocean Prosperity Program, or BOP. With me today is the Cheryl Mapp, Blue Economy Specialist Sarah Brooks, Marine Spatial Planning Specialist Ellie Hushberg, Outreach Specialist, and Noel Young, Administrative Assistant, and members of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. And of course, they are here with Director Andrew Pettit and his great team. Many will know that Bermuda has an exclusive economic zone referred to as the EEZ. This area is from our coastline 200 nautical miles out and holds tremendous untapped potential for sustainable ocean industries and can contribute to the future of Bermuda's economic growth and opportunities with our infrastructure and job creation. While ensuring economic resilience, this government is also committed to achieving the highest standard of marine protection, which is essential to ocean resilience and building ocean resilience. To that end, you recall BOP was created a number of years ago. This was a community-driven program in partnership of the Bermuda government, the Bermuda Institute of Ocean Sciences, and the Waite Institute. It aims to responsibly develop Bermuda's blue economy, to diversify the national revenue via a coordinated management of Bermuda's blue assets, including marine resources and ocean-related industries. It includes developing a marine spatial plan, which you will see today, that designates a complete protection of 20% of Bermuda's waters, creating 900,000 kilometers square of marine protected areas, and working to improve our fisheries management and overall protection of our fisheries where appropriate. In February of this year, BOP released a report called The State of Bermuda's Waters. This report was developed in cooperation with many scientists, industry experts, resource managers, and others, and help to identify the priorities for Bermuda's future development of our marine resources. I am absolutely excited to provide an update on the advancing of this effort to finalize what will be known as Bermuda's Blue Prosperity Plan, which will outline the first steps for Bermuda to become a global leader and a hub for the investment in the marine environment, but also in sustainable industries related to the ocean and marine environment. The draft Blue Prosperity Plan, which I have here for you today, just showing you copies of it, developed by BOP to foster the sustainable, profitable, and enjoyable use of the ocean resources around us. We are releasing this today on the BOP website. And that address is www.bermudaoceanprosperity.org. The plan will also be released on the Government Citizen Forum, forum.gov.bm, in the next 24 hours. The plan outlines a pathway to grow Bermuda's ocean economy while protecting and restoring the island's ocean spaces for present and our future generations. It has two components. There is a blue economy strategy, which will be a guideline for growing Bermuda's ocean-related industries and attracting investment into these industries and opportunities for particularly our own people. And there is a marine spatial plan, which is basically a framework for implementing sustainable ocean development, protection, and overall management. This Blue Prosperity Plan uses what is now the best available science. It builds on an extensive input from the government of Bermuda, our local scientific community, international advisors, stakeholder groups locally, and also members of the Bermudian public. The plan proposes the development of a blue investment facility, and this is one of the pieces I'm very excited about, which will attract and manage investments and provide new revenue opportunities and career opportunities for our people, Bermudians, who want to do more around the ocean and related to the ocean. Before formal adoption, the government will undertake an extensive public consultation on the draft Blue Prosperity Plan of which we are presenting today, to give every member of the public every opportunity to be involved with this process, as we have desired and which we have endeavored to do for the past number of years since 2018-19 when we started this journey. In the coming months, virtual and in-person community meetings will be held, and other events. Individuals can join one of the 6 stakeholder groups, which will be announced, representing the needs and perspectives of Bermuda's ocean users, and submit feedback if they wish through the Government Citizens Forum or any avenue online or even in writing if they wish. It is very important that people understand this is our ocean, this is your future. It is for you to decide what will happen with it, and you have the opportunity to do that. At this time, I just want to recognize a number of organizations that have contributed to this process from its very beginning. I'd like to recognize BOP, and many of the members of BOP are here today, who have been working hard to make this a reality. The Waite Institute, of which Bermuda has developed a great relationship with the team at Waite. Mr. Ted Waite, the founder, who has taken special attention to this plan and the work that's being done in Bermuda, and even as I had to present to get this agreed by our government, came and sat with our cabinet to ensure that every level of representation was made to ensure this would be a success. And of course, BIOS, represented by Dr. Curry, who is the head here, and BIOS has been an intimate, fantastic partner with the development of this plan. And as everybody knows, BIOS has a great international reputation on what they do around the ocean, and we will continue to work with them to ensure that not only do we have the benefit of their expertise, but then we can grow in our relationship strength to strength. So I'm very excited to be able to say that there are so many great people who have contributed to the development of this plan. It also is an excellent example of what can be accomplished when we as a community decide we want to work together. And I urge everyone in this community, following this announcement, to get involved. Our ocean is our future. The opportunities around the ocean are our future. Not only has the ocean been a part of Bermuda's glorious past, it can be a part of an even greater future. And we want every resident, every Bermudian, everyone who loves Bermuda to be a part of this process. So thank you for being here for this very important announcement. Thank you to the team of people who have worked so hard to make this happen, and I'm happy to take any questions from the media.
Any questions, Gary?
Yes, I'm referring actually back to last month when we spoke about your trip to Lisbon and the announcement there that 100 nations have now pledged to protect 30% of their oceans by 2030. Bermuda's on its way to that, you said, because with our plan to protect 20% of our own EEZ, the Marine Spatial Plan you spoke of with the protection of our ocean. What does that actually mean when it comes to protecting our oceans? How do we protect it? What resources do we have and what do we lack?
Thank you very much for that question. Bermuda already has, Mr. Father Skelton, a very robust protection system for the ocean around us. And I can tell you that level of protection is so well developed, other countries try and emulate what we do already. But those protections do not extend out into the exclusive economic zone. So the existing protections will be embedded into the Marine Spatial Plan, but we have additional protections that we're adding to make up for the 20% that extend into the exclusive economic zone. So it is in the exclusive economic zone is where we're lacking the resources. But this plan, how it's shaped, has allowed for us to not only identify the areas of protection, but we now know what resources we need to do that. And I can tell you, we have gained a lot of support in that. The British government has provided us with the opportunity to be part of the Blue Shield program, which in itself provides a level of support for protecting our EEZ. We also have the support of the United States government, who has already pledged, and we're already working with the U.S. Coast Guard to patrol and monitor the areas around our waters. And our own fishing wardens and personnel in government have already been out on trips and expeditions with the U.S. Coast Guard to do this. So we have the support of the U.S. government, we have the support of the British government to provide the additional resources that will allow us to provide the protection to those outer waters, which are the exclusive economic zone. We have extensive protections and management of our inner waters, but it's the outer waters which are part of the exclusive economic zone where there was lacking, and we are getting support to do just that.
Does that mean we may see more visits or visits into our waters from British vessels, US vessels, as part of this protection?
Yes, but technology will be a part of that. Satellite technology, other ocean-based technology will also be used to be a part of that level of protection. The Wade Foundation will be supporting us in this effort as well, because they're not going away just because this plan is finished. They are a lifelong partner of Bermuda, and they will continue to help us to ensure this plan has a long life and prosperity.
Speaking of this announcement today, obviously it's the first steps of the public consultation, but you, as Minister and as a Bermudian, say, what would you like to see happen in our waters within the next 5 years?
Well, I am excited because I believe that the Blue Economy Strategy, which is a core part of the government's efforts to re-engineer, if you say, or redevelop our economy and adding a new asset. We've expanded and we've maximized much of our assets on land. We now need to focus on the sea. The sea creates new opportunities for us as a country and as our people. As we move into the areas of renewable energy, as we move into the area of sustainable fisheries and tourism, which are core to the Bermuda Ocean Prosperity Plan, more Bermudians can get involved with sustainable tourism. Renewable energy, we do intend to ensure that things like offshore wind and other technologies are deployed in these outer waters to benefit our future energy needs. And sustainable fisheries. We certainly have a well-managed fisheries economy within the inner waters of Bermuda. But now there's the opportunity for willing Bermudians who want to make the investment, who have the will, then develop the opportunities to go into the outer waters and participate in sustainable fisheries, and not only create plentiful fish availability to the local market, but there's also the long-term potential for an export market of different types of pelagic and other fish that are in those waters. We have a quota under ICAT, which is not being appropriately used by this island because there are no participants in that fishing that goes on in the more deep area. We now have an opportunity to develop that ourselves through the Blue Economy Strategy. The Blue Investment Facility will create the investment resources to actually develop projects like that. There are already 18 projects that have been identified within the Blue Prosperity, the Blue Economy Strategy, and under the proposed Blue Investment Facility, which can be explored to further develop Bermuda's needs in the future around the ocean. So there's a lot already being prepared through this plan, which you will see once you examine, to position Bermuda to be a leader, because we have one of the pioneering plans of any country that is being developed within the Blue Prosperity Coalition that is actually ready to be put out to the public to get feedback and to deploy.
And with this regard, with these new plans and potentially new energy sources coming in, are you going to need to expand regulation? Are we going to need more people in regulatory authority and things like that?
That's not necessarily so. The regulator currently has considerable expertise where they need them. I'm sure they will decide what they will do. That will be a matter for the regulator to decide as their responsibilities continue within the area of energy regulation and telecoms regulation and anything else they are doing as a regulator. So those are questions that will be left up to the regulator to decide as to how they continue as we develop. But as you would know, sir, some of the things around renewable energy are already in our integrated resource plan. So these aren't things that are new. This is just we're creating another area of opportunity where this can be expanded, which is the oceans around us.
Thank you, Minister. I believe Jonathan from Roban has a few questions. So,
yes, thanks for having us, Minister. I'm sure it's in the plan, but I was hoping to hear a bit more about the investment facility you described. Is it going to be an actual office, or could you tell us what it looks like?
Yes, I can tell you more about that, and that's one of the more exciting parts of this plan. We have been working with a group under the direction of Wait called Finance Earth. They are an expert in the area of developing investment facilities around opportunities like this around the ocean and around the renewable space. They have a global reputation, and they will be helping to develop the investment facility. There will be legislation required because we want to have a strong governance mechanism, and they also have the, I would say, reputation that they can attract the potential investors who will want to be involved with Bermuda. One of the wonderful things I know that Finance Earth and the Wait Foundation has already expressed is that because of Bermuda's strong sterling reputation within the financial services market internationally, that Bermuda will become a hub for this type of investment globally. And our investment facility will be duplicated to support the same programs in other jurisdictions. But Bermuda can be where many of these funds will be administrated from, because we have perhaps globally one of the finest reputations in the area of financial services and around governance of financial matters. We have a robust regulator, and these are mechanisms that will be internationally respected, and investors will see these as good mechanisms to have in place if they're looking to invest not only here but elsewhere.
Are there any particular investors that you're hopeful will be knocking at our door first with this?
Well, ironically, there are some who have already been knocking at our door because there's an eagerness by the international investment community and also the investment community in Bermuda to invest in environmental and social governance type of efforts that complement strengthening our environment, strengthening the action against climate change, strengthening the protection of our oceans, and improving the quality of life for Bermuda in general, if not the world. So we've had some already talking to us about how they can invest. I will just give you a little hint. I'm going to be speaking to some potential investors in the upcoming days because they want to know how they can can support. Once the investment facility is created, this will be a mechanism for them to make their contribution if they so fit. This will be a investment mechanism run on private enterprise. The government will not be running it. It will be run as a legitimate investment fund out in the marketplace, and the government will not be involved directly in its operation. It will be run just like many of these funds are run internationally under a private sector model.
Just quickly, you were speaking of the use of new technologies, particularly when we're getting far out to sea. Are we looking at, say, drones or any
Yes,
devices like that?
aerial drones, underwater submersibles, and satellite technology, LiDAR. Other technologies will be used to be able to monitor our exclusive economic zone. And as I've told you, we will have the benefit of the U.S. Coast Guard, so leveraging our relationship with the U.S. government, who have willingly stepped up to support us in the protections of our marine environment, because they are our neighbor, and this also helps them. So they want to have the opportunity to support us and help us, and they have willingly done so. I can tell you I've met with a number of admirals from the highest level of the Coast Guard over the last few months, because they want to be a participant and a partner in Bermuda, because they understand that protecting our waters helps protect their waters. So this has been very successful so far. As I told you, we are part of the Blue Shield program, the first entrant into the Blue Shield program under the UK government, and they also have been working with our team here to ensure that will be properly deployed.
Last one for me. Sorry, this is off topic, but remember the fish processing facility that I think we're looking at putting in Dockyard. Does this tie into that? Is there any update on that?
What I can tell you is this, that as part of the Blue Economy Strategy, there will be a number of things developed, but the work on the shoreside facility is a matter for the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. So that is under another ministry. So it will be best that you put those questions to the BEDC and the minister responsible.
Gotcha, thanks.
Well, there are no further questions. Thank you very much, Minister. And that concludes today's news conference.